Once again, good morning all, and thank you for waiting. The network is up now, and we can broadcast the session. So the first agenda of this session is electing the chair of the NIR Sig. NIR Sig chair position was vacant at the last conference at Apnic 46, but we didn't receive any nominations, so we couldn't go ahead. And we requested the co-chair, Zen Yu, to act as chair. So he kindly agreed, and he's the acting chair for this session. But for these elections, we did receive a nomination, and we only received one nomination, so I'm not going to go through the slides and call for vote. So we received a nomination from Billy Muchion, and we propose the SIG to accept him as the new chair of NIR SIG with a round of applause, please. Thank you, and thank you, Billy. If you wish, you may come and join Mr. Zan here. So Billy's term is for 2 years, and it will start after this conference, but he would like to accompany the co-chair and acting chair. So that is okay with you all. If anyone oppose, please let me know now. No one? Okay, thank you so much, and I hand over the mic to you, Zin. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the NRC. I'm Zhen Yu from CNIC. The charter of the NRC is to share information relating the operations, policies, and the procedure of the National Internet Registry to promote close cooperations among the NRs and between the NRs and the Apnic Secretariat. Today we have two parts. First, our NRs will make their update report. After our report, George will share with us the new features of core registry and related services. Now I'd like to invite Tim from Titanic to make his report.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tim from Titanic. Today, I will do a brief Titanic update this year. Okay, this is the outline. First, I will present the statistics of the Titanic IP members for you. And second, I will do the Titanic activities and the training program this half year. And the last one is the conclusion and future works. So first is the statistic of the Titanic's IP members. Titanic has 246 members now. So increased many members last year, and they provide different variety service to their end customer. And this is the IPv4 address allocation. Titanic has allocated 132K/24 IPv4 address now, and this grows fastly last year. And for the IPv6 address allocation, we have allocated 455/32 IPv6 addresses, and most of the Titanic members have obtained the IPv6 address now. We hold the 31st Titanic IP Open Policy meeting and the second Titanic meeting on the November 27th to 28th this year. And the keynote speech is First one is the next generation registry service by the Paul Wilson, the Director General from Apnic. And the second one is the Akamai CDN peering and the traffic chain. It's by CAMS from the Akamai Technologies and Apnic EC. And these session topics include the Corporation SIG, Policy SIG, IPv6 Deployment SIG, the AI network operation, 5G and IoT, cloud service, network security, and the TWNIC buff, and so on. So you may find the more detailed agenda and the presentation on this website. Also, we hold TWNIC Apnic Joy training for the routing workshop. The time is December 5th to 7th last year, and there are 49 attendees. The lecturer is Jessica Wei from Apnic and O.C. Cho from SysTex. This technical workshop is made up of lecture and hands-on depth exercise to teach the routing concept and the different routing protocols, internet routing architecture, and some basic network infrastructure, OSPF and the BGP, and also the RPKI. And so also we present for the understanding and encourage the best practice for the routing security. And this course also includes considerable practical work based on the IPv4 and the IPv6, and also the Cisco iOS router configuration, the commands. And this is the Taiwan IPv6 user availability last year. The Taiwan IPv6 user availability is 0.46% in the end of 2017, and 31.89% in February this year. So we can see the growth is rapidly last year. TWNIC also provide the RPKI service now. We built the CA server and signed the formal CA certification with Apnic. We also built an RPKI management system for our members to fill their own resource and manage their roles. So they can add, modify, or delete the roles, and can see on the RPKI validators. And TWNIC also built the RRDP server to publish the CA repositories. So after we add manage the roles, the result will publish to the RRDP. And we also built the validator and RTR server to provide user and router to search and query the roles. And we also hold TWNIC RPKI training twice. This is the first RPKI training. It's December 27th last year. There are 45 attendees. And the training topic including the RPKI introduction, RPKI validators, and the RPKI management system, and the routing configuration. During this training, we also share some RPKI, the valid or invalid the case with the attendees. So this is our RPKI architecture. We build the CA server, and we sign the certification with the Apnic. And the Apnic will assign their certified resource to TWNIC. So we also have our own resource management system. So we can understand which resource, which IPv4, IPv6 ASN is from which member. So we have the TWNIC RPKI management system. We call it My RPKI. This is a web access GUI, so a user can log in with their account and manage the rower. And the result we will publish to the repository. So the validator can get the information from the repository and provide to router, and the user can get the query, then search the result. This is Taiwan rower statistics. There are more than 67% is covered by the rower for the IPv4 addresses. And this one is the RPKI, is the number of routing. The IPv4 validate prefix is more than 65.6, sorry. And for the IPv4 address, there are 75.7 is covered by the IPv4 by the rower. So the conclusion and future works, TWNIC has 113 more members last year. It's more than that's the few years. So and we also build the RPKI CA validator, RRDP management system, and provide the RPKI service to our members last half years. And we will hold the IPv6 training and the IPv6 activities this year continuously. And the Taiwan IPv6 user availability grew rapidly in 2018. So we have made an animation of the IPv6 penetration last year. So we will play the video to you after the presentation. And also welcome to attend the Apnic IPv6 deployment session this afternoon. Thank you. Can we play the video?
Thank you, team. Any question?
Okay, thank you. Any question?
Hello, thank you for your presentation. Would you please go back to the slides that describe the RPK service architecture? So, would you please go into detail that how the TWNIC CA to interface with the TWNIC registry DB? I mean, how the CA know the information that which is necessary to sign a certificate?
I think, do you mean why can we know which resource is belong to which
Yeah,
ISP?
yes.
Okay, because the Apnic CA, they only assign the resource to Apnic CA, so we don't know which resource belong to which ISP. But we have the Apnic Nir Sig DB, we call the resource management system. So we compare these two database with the IP prefix and the S number, so we know which one is from which ISP, which member. So we made the sub-CA for each member, yes.
So this operation is made by operator, or it's automatically?
It's automatically by my RPKI system.
So is it a standardized interface between the two entities, or it's just a private implementation within Apnic?
We implement by Apnic.
Okay, do you know what I mean, Joe? I mean, is a standardized interface between the Apnic CA and the registry DB, or?
So this is my understanding. The software that TWNIC is using is the Dragon software. It is the same software that is used by JPNIC and CNNIC. This software has a component which sometimes is called left-right protocol. When you are issuing certificates, you are using what is sometimes called up-down protocol. But left-right protocol is how you say, what resources does this member have? And there is a hook in Dragon software where it says, how do I ask you what resources you have? So Tim and his team have coded that hook to talk to the TWNIC registry. And it says, I know which member you are. I know which resources you have. And they pass that back. And then the Dragon software uses that to sign. It is the same in JPNIC. It is the same in CNNIC. It's the same fundamental mechanism. It's not an IETF standard because it isn't a protocol which flows between unrelated parties. It is an interior protocol. It is part of the design, and it exposes as a question, this entity, what do they have? And the response is, list of resources.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Taiji from JPNIC. I have two comments. They could be not only for TWNIC. The first one is congratulations for starting a new service. This time this is RPKI. For starting new service includes technical development and encouraging people, members, to use them and raising awareness of the intents of the tool. This time this is security for the routing. It's our very hard job for every NIR. So you did a great job.
Thank you.
Second one is after serving the RPKI, we have many ROA could be left as old information. In the future, the actual prefixes announced by some AS will be different from ROA. So we means that a registry serving RPKI service will need to users to update the current ROA, current information into ROA. And this will make our service better, I think.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hi Tim, this is George from Apnic. I wanted to say thank you for the work that you did personally, liaising with us to make this a successful deployment. It was extremely easy to work with you, to work with TWNIC. This was a very successful deployment. Thank you. Thank you very much for the work that you did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, team. Now I'd like to invite Yue Dong from CNIC to make the presentation. Sorry, it seems it's to the right side. Just wait a minute.
Okay. Good morning, dear colleagues. I'm Zhang Yuedong from CNIC. The CNIC update covers the listed aspects: Internet development in China, membership growth, IP and AS number allocation, IPv6 deployment in China, training program, RPKI in CNIC, and future work. First, I want to share some data about the internet development in China. As you know, CNIC released statistical report on internet development in China every half year. The most basic data in the report is the number of internet users in China. These two charts shows the internet user number and the mobile internet user number growth in recent years. By June 2018, the internet user number is 802 million. The internet penetration rate is 57.7%, and the mobile internet user is 788 million, which is 98.3% of the total internet users. The proportion of using mobile phone to access internet continues to rise. The 43rd report will be released later this week in Beijing, which shows the data until the end of the last year. And I can review some data in the report here. The internet user number in China has exceeded 820 million, close to 830 million. and the internet penetration rate exceeded 59%, and number of mobile internet users in China has exceeded 810 million. Let's have a look at the membership growth of CNIC. By the end of December 2018, we have 1,395 members, which covers ISPs, IDCs, ICPs, clouds, e-commerce, transportation, energy, manufacture, education, and other industries. And for IP and AS allocation, by the end of December 2018, CNIC has allocated more than 330,000/24 IPv4 address, more than 16,000/32 IPv6 blocks. More than 55% of our members already held IPv6 address. We observe that, on one hand, there are still demands for IPv4 address. The network infrastructure in China is still based on IPv4. On the other hand, operators and large organizations are actively applying for IPv6 address to cope with the shortage of IPv4 address to support their new business, such as development of IoT. After Chinese government issued the IPv6 action plan at the end of 2017, the applications for applications for IPv6 became more active. The proportion of members who apply for IPv6 keeps rising. About AS allocation, CNIC has allocated more than 900 AS numbers. We currently allocated 4 byte AS numbers to our members. Sorry? Cannot. Sorry. Let's take a few minutes about the National Action Plan, since it attracts attention from the world. In November 26, 2017, Chinese government issued the National Action Plan to build the world's largest IPv6 networks in 5 to 10 years. This plan will carry out in 3 stages. Stage 1, by the end of 2018, IPv6 users reached 200 million. Top 5 commercial websites and applications, main government websites, DNS system, super large IDC, top 5 CDN, new network equipment and terminal support IPv6. Stage 2, by the end of 2020, IPv6 users reach 500 million. Private IPv4 address should not be used for new customers and businesses. Top 100 commercial websites, IDCs, top 10 CDN, top 10 clouds platforms support IPv6. Stage 3, by the end of 2025, networks, applications, terminals fully support IPv6. Internet in China will finish the transition to IPv6. Then, I would like to share with you the latest IPv6 development status in China. By February 2019, the IPv6 address held by China is more than 47,000/32, accounting for 17.3% of the global allocated. Among the total allocated IPv6 address, 24.3 was advertised, account for 9.7 of the global advertised. Of the 1,517 AS numbers held by China, 201 of them have advertised IPv6 address. The ratio is 13.3%. By the end of 2018, 3 major ISPs in China have finished their IPv6 upgrade for LTE networks. All backbone network devices support IPv6, and most metropolitan area networks completed the IPv6 transformation. International IPv6 bandwidth reaches over 100 Gbps. All the recursive DNS system finished dual stack upgrade. IPv6 address was assigned to more than 865 million LTE users and fixed line broadband users. Most of the government websites in China provide IPv6 and IPv4 services simultaneously, maybe over 2/3. A clear IPv6 upgrade plan for the top 50 websites applications in China has been made separately, and the actions are being taken gradually. And the CCTLD registry and the National Internet Registry of China in 2018, all scenic data centers have supported dual stack, and all the infrastructure in scenic are IPv6 ready. In 2018, scenic continued to cooperate with Apnic to bring IPv6 and RPKI technical training to Chinese internet community. In Beijing and in Shenzhen, we have 2 workshops. Over 160 internet engineers and administrators participated in the workshop. Jessica Wei conducted wonderful training in Chinese. Technical experts from scenic also participated in the training, introduced IPv6 website upgrade solutions and scenic RPKI practices. In the last year, we also carried some other IPv6 training programs for some specialized communities and entities. For some specialized, such as government website IPv6 upgrade workshop, IPv6 and DNS training to informational officers from Macau, China Energy IPv6 seminar, and the National Health Commission IPv6 seminar. These activities have achieved very good results. Regarding to RPKI, we reviewed the RPKI platform status in scenic, fixed several functions, and reconnect with Apnic RPKI platform in November. Now, all the features are ready. Now we have 176 certificates, 178 CRLs, and 39 RAs. Numbers are growing slowly. In December 2018, on the workshop in Shenzhen, engineers from scenic shared RPKI concept and hands-on skills with our members. For example, how to establish child CA and RA records. It is very helpful to promote RPKI deployment in China. Finally, I would like to introduce scenic further work plan. First, work on IPv6 and the National Internet Registry. We will work with Apnic on promoting IPv6 upgrade in China, help organizations to move into IPv6. And the CCTLD registry, we will upgrade the DNS sites for .zing worldwide once the local network is ready. Furthermore, we will push the standardization in CCSA, and we are willing to participate in the community trainers program, continue the IPv6 training in China. On RPKI, we will work with Apnic on promoting RPKI deployment in China. We will upgrade the RPKI platform in Scenic, establish several RPKI services sites in different cities, public RP service for organizations in China. And at the same time, prompt the standardization in IETF and CCSA, hold the RPI workshop. Another important job is actually the WHOIS. We will review Scenic IP business system and the new functions to compliance with prompt 125, including regularly verified and validity of the mailbox registered in the IRT account. Put access restriction to the members who fail to pass the verification. That's what I want to share with you today. Thank you very much.
Hi. My name is Akinori Maimura from Apnic. I have one curiosity for your case in the IPv6 deployment. Do you have any initiative for the governmental system to adapt to the IPv6? Then I can easily imagine that enable the skyrocketing of the IPv6 deployment, especially in your case.
Sorry. As I see,
okay.
This page? Sorry. The China government, I think now, because lack of IPv4 address, the development of the internet in China was restricted. For some new companies, new business cannot get enough IP address to deploy their applications,
Okay.
to deploy their platforms.
Yeah.
So I think the government they should do something to promote the internet development in China.
Yes.
So they make an action plan to promote this.
All right. My point is that if every governmental website which is used for any procedure or application enrollment is available at IPv6, then the deployment is rapidly increased. That's my guess. And then my question is, what's the situation around that governmental system?
Yes, the governmental system, as I know, they make a systematically procedure to deploy the IPv6.
Yes.
Yes, maybe by the end of the next year, just this year, all the governmental websites will support IPv6.
Oh, this year. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dendong, for the presentation. I'm from Apnic. Yeah, I have the same question about the IPv6 for the government agency. I saw in the slide, just like about the number of IP number of websites for government agencies, there are a good number. I think, can you share with us, especially share with me about how did you do the good number for the government website? Because we focus on the government agency in this year, so we would like to know how did you do and why you have a good number like that. Thank you.
Sorry, and I see, because the government to websites, they get their finance from the government. So, if the financial system require them to support IPv6, they will do it quickly.
Do you have any policy for focus on the government agency?
Maybe Jessica can answer your question.
Hello, I'm Jessica Shen from CINIC. In the presentation, Yuedong mentioned the national plan issued by Chinese government. Actually, it's a series. The national plan includes a series of policies on different aspects, including content on for government, also business websites. So yes, we have in the national plan there is a policy for the IPv6 content support for the government. So they have the requirement in it.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Andristiawan from IDNIC. I'm just curious, when you mentioned about the IPv6 traffic international, you did mention that it's more than roughly 100 Gbps. So with the China blocks so many websites, but it's international traffic reaching 100 Gbps. So what kind of applications or websites is actually Chinese people accessing internationally?
Yes, I think the data is from the different platform. Our data is from our monitoring platform. It's always a little different from the data from other platforms.
No, what I meant was because China blocks so many websites, but you have quite big traffic internationally.
My Apnic blog, or the previously by somebody.
Okay, so that means you don't really know what kind of traffic actually flowing out from China to international.
It's not their job to
Maybe.
Okay, but why did you put on the slide, why did you mention that you have a quite big traffic internationally for the IPv6? Because at least in my country, in Indonesia, we don't have that much traffic from IPv6, even though IPv6 is being deployed in many places. It's not as wide as in China, but the traffic is not that really big for the IPv6. So I'm just curious, what kind of traffic actually flowing out from China internationally with the IPv6?
Sorry, maybe. Jessica, would you please answer the question?
He has something.
I'm actually not sure about your question about the outside bandwidth of IPv6.
Because he mentioned about IPv6 traffic reaching up to 100 Gbps, so I'm just curious.
Could you please go back to the slide, please?
Yes.
I just read from the transcription of the.
Nice one. It's not that one, right? The next slide.
I just read from the transcription that he mentioned about the 100.
Next slide, please. This one, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's
the international bandwidth is over.
Yes.
I think the international IPv6 bandwidth refers to the educational network by CERNET, because CERNET is the largest IPv6 network in the world right now. So that one, I guess, refers to educational network.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Right.
Maybe this means that the bandwidth can support IPv6, not actually the traffic.
Okay. Okay. This capacity there. Okay. Thank you very much.
George from Apnic. I also wanted to thank all your staff in Apnic who have been working with us to coordinate the deployment of RPKI and also WHOIS. We have a good technical liaison with your staff. It happens in your office, it happens in visits to our office, it happens at IETF. It's a very good working relationship. And I particularly wish to thank Jessica, who has shepherded this relation over many years and has been very, very helpful in coordinating our activity. But I wish to thank you all very much for your deployment. It's a great pleasure watching the increase in IPv6 in your mobile sector. It's a very strong, clear signal. This technology is now in wide deployment. And when you say that around 90–95% of access in China is on mobile, I think this is a quite strong indication that IPv6 will be a very strong presence in your internal communications. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, Taiji from Apnic. This is my comment again. Congratulations to recover and deploy wide deployment of RPKI. It's also said that IPv6, the deployment is very hard work, not easy. But in Apnic has long-term activities continuously, and it makes those results, I think. So congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Yue. And now I'd like to invite Owen from Apnic to make her presentation.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Wang from Apnic, and today I'm very happy to be here to share with you our update. There are 3 parts in my presentation. First of all, I will share with you our update about activity. As you know, Apnic is not NIR, but also we take care for .vn, VNIX, and also we is the Standing Committee National IPv6 Task Force. So last year we had a lot of activity for our member for routing workshop and OPM meeting. I really thank you for Apnic for support. They give us the Tasty and Anna to come to with us and support and give us a lot of information and knowledge about the routing and the information about the Apnic and Apnic members and other activity from from Apnic. And also RPKI, I'm very happy to hear a lot of things about RPKI this day from Taiwanese and CNIC. And also in Apnic, we just make a plan to research and develop RPKI in Vietnam. And also we thank for Tati and other friend from Apnic to come with us last year to have a presentation about experience of RPKI deployment in Apnic. And also, we have another activity for international cooperation with Apnic, KISA, and also support from Apnic. And also other activity in Vienna event from and also last year we published international resources report. If you're interested in the report, you can download the report on our website, vnic.vn. And now I share with you the status, the IP member and IPAS and allocation. This year we had more than 40 new members, and up to now we have 382 members, almost them from the telecommunication sectors. And about IS delegation, we have the 29 new AS delegations to our members, and up to now we have 306 AS number delegation to our member. And for the IPv4 and IPv6 delegation, and up to now we have the 13,593 /22. And in last year we had 54/22 new delegations to our member from /8, the final /8. And for IPv6 delegation, we have up to now we have the 51 /32 and 89 /48. The total number having V4 and V6 in Vietnam is the 130 members. Yeah. After IPv6 delegation, I would like to share to you our activity focused on IPv6 deployment. As you know, we have the National Action Plan, and we start the action plan from 2011, and this year we will finish the action plan. There are a lot of things we do in the action plan, and this the last place we focus on a lot of sectors like ISP, hosting IDC, mobile operator, ICP, government agency, register, IP members, and also smartphone vendors. Because IPv6 is very important, yeah, I think all of us know about that, so we also think we focus on IPv6 promotion. So a lot of activity we did in last year. We have the Vietnam IPv6 Day, and also we make a lot of presentation in many ICT events in Vietnam, and also we had working visits to some of the most important enterprises like Mobifone, Viettel Group, VNPT. And also we had a lot of training and consultations to our members, especially we focus on the government agencies. And also we continue international cooperation. And also we have some new policy for government agency. And of course, we're preparing for IPv6 completing action plan in this year. So you see the detail in the slide. And also, I will tell you our measurement for IPv6. We are also happy to the number of IPv6 in Vietnam. You can see in the chart the use of IPv6 for Vietnam reached 33.74%, ranking the second in ASEAN region, the third in Apnic region, and the eighth in over the world. And also the number of IPv6 users, we had 16 million users. The number also we have from the Apnic Lab and Cisco Lab. About the national IPv6 network, I will share with you the national DNS and VNX. Almost we support IPv6 from 3 years ago, and up to now almost the ISP connecting VNX support connecting via V4 and V6, and also DNS national servers supporting V4 and V6. About the internet resources, internet service, there are 3.2 million FTTH IPv6 subscribers through 2.7 million IPv6 mobile subscribers, and also nearly 6,000 IPv6 enabled websites. I'm interested in the number from CNIC because the number in Vietnam we just have only 34 government agency website active IPv6. And also other activity and other IDC cloud co-location service active V6 in Vietnam. For the government agency network, they just making their own plan and having pilot IPv6 test. And in the top IPv6 organization in Vietnam, you can see in the chart. And the VNPT group, Viettel, FAC is the most important organization. They contribute on the IPv6 traffic in Vietnam. Then after IPv6 measurement, I will share with you our upcoming activity. As you can see, we have to continue the Vietnam IPv6 days and also IPv6 workshop and consultation activity. Almost a workshop and consultation activity in this year. We focus on government agency. And also we have the assessment on National Action Plan. Of course, in the NIR, we continue OPM meeting, VNX note, and RPKI workshop, and some other activity basically on VNX function, and that's all. And thank you very much. And if you have any question, let me know now. Thank you.
Hi, Taiji again. Thank you for inviting the JPNIC staff to VNIC workshop. It was very productive workshop. And I think this type of collaboration is very nice in Asia region because we as NIR are doing the similar role, even we have the different background. So we can exchange the same technical information, same agenda for the problems we have facing. And we will have the new work with Apnic. So not only between some specific NIRs, we will have the similar collaboration in future, I think. And you did the very not the first step, but very early step for the collaboration. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tassie, for Japanese staff, and we hope we have a closer cooperation in this year and next future. Thank you.
Hi Nguyen, my name is Benjamin Naibaho from IDNIC APG. This is very good presentation. We can see that you have a lot of activity and plans also to implement IP version 6. And maybe could you please inform us maybe about how many internet exchange we have in Vietnam?
Can you repeat, please?
How many internet exchange do you have in Vietnam? Internet exchange?
In exchange? How
Yes.
many? Just only one, basically
Only one.
on VNX management. Yeah.
Could you please share us about how do you implement RPKI and also ROA to your community, so you can maybe you can you have success in API version 6 implementation?
For RPKI,
Yes.
we just on researching and developing, and we focus on workshop in this year, and we hope that in next year, 2020, we deploy something like Cyanic and Tagonic and Sevinic, and we hope so.
Oh, good. So it means that you don't have to update your database. Means that at the same time, when you implement API version 6, you fix also the database of your customer. Is it right?
Not sure. We just maybe in RPKI we deploy as we create row A just only like that, and in the buildings like some system like the Cyanic and Tagonic and Sevinic, we need more time. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you, Nguyen.
Yeah. Thank you for your question.
Jinhan Kufang Tidamnik, many thanks for your presentation. We see the VLAN have a large progress in IPv6 usability last year. Does VNIC have any plan for promote the IPv6 to ICP?
ICP?
Yes,
yeah,
content
Internet
provider.
Content provider.
Yes.
Of course, in this year, it's the problem. Yeah, maybe it's problem in Vietnam. This year, we focus on government agency and ICP because the content provider in Vietnam, there are not a lot of website active IPv6. So we promote them in revise the policy and also promotion. Maybe sometimes we have planned to have a visit like ISP in the past year. Okay. Yeah, it's some we would like to share with that, but I think it's the problem in Vietnam.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not easy to promote the ICP in Vietnam to deploy IPv6.
Yes, it is the same situation in Taiwan, so we can have more experience exchange for each other.
If Taiwan have the same issue like that?
We also have the similar issue. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nguyen. Now I'd like to invite Apnic Shak from Iran to make their presentation.
Very good morning to all. I am Abhishek Gautam. I'm representing IRIN in this platform. So let me start. So the presentation is divided into two parts, statistics and activities. So what all we have achieved during last 1 year in terms of number of affiliates, the internet resources allocation to the affiliates, what was the affiliation status when we see state-wise in India, and what is the allocation status, what is the ASN allocation status of allotted to affiliates, and we are going to discuss about the activities which we did last year and what we are planning this year. So starting with the affiliates, we have seen a very good increase in number of affiliates since last 1 year. So the latest update with regards to total number of Indian affiliates, it is nearing 3,000. And till 20th of Feb, it is 2,677. And we have like around 320 affiliates have signed in to IRIN during last 1 year. when we talk about IPv4 allocation, it is close to 10.8 million. It has reached 10.8 million till date. IPv6 allocation done is 5.3 billion of /56. And the total allocation of ASN is 1700, in which nowadays we are giving 4 byte ASN because 2 byte ASN equipments are not available. So we are distributing 4 byte ASNs. When we talk about when we segregate the IPv4 and IPv6 allocation, you can see in the graph for both IPv4 and IPv6, it is in the increasing trend, and we have seen a good increase in IPv6 allocation also, and 483 affiliates have signed in have been given IPv6 addresses. Talking about state-wise allocation in India, we have around 32 states, in which Maharashtra state is peaking in affiliation. So IRIN has, Maharashtra is topping when we talk about the affiliation of IRIN, followed by Delhi and Uttar Pradesh, as you can see in the graph. This graph shows the comparative figure of 4 byte and 2 byte ASN. So as I said earlier, that we are now increasingly allocating 4 byte ASN, and till date we have allocated 48 4 byte ASNs to our affiliates. Now coming to the activities, we have done an OPM meeting last year, and it was a very good session, very interactive, very productive, and very informational session, in which we got a very good support from Apnic representative also. We discussed various Apnic as well as IRIN policies. IRIN policies, when I talk about IRIN policies, it is 138/8 and non-138/8 blocks. So what is the current status? We shared the statistics with all the affiliates, and we pledged our affiliates to include them in the policy development plan process, and we initiated few initiatives involving all the affiliates in the policy development plan, asking about their inputs on how to make changes or how to devise new policies in sync with Apnic. And for this year, we are planning, we are having 2 events. One is ISOC in May and INOG in Kolkata. So we will ask our affiliates if they can join the trainings organized by Apnic in these events. And also we would try for trainings. We will request Apnic to conduct trainings for our affiliates in India also separately. Thank you. That's it. Any questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to invite Hierarchy from Apnic to make his presentation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hiroki Kawabata from Apnic. I'm going to talk to you about Apnic update. I'm glad to have this opportunity to share with you about our activities and statistics. This is a brief outline of our presentation. First, I'll talk about our activities. Next is statistics. First part is our activities. Today, I'll talk about 4 topics. One topic is IPv6. JPNIC and other related organizations has some IPv6 events after the last September. One is the IPv6 Summit. We had this summit at 2 regional area and Tokyo. Another is IPv6 seminar. There are 2 courses in this seminar. One is the technical hands-on course. Another is the course for beginners and non-engineers. There are one topic is about IPv6 deployment. Until last November, in Japan, IPv4 exhaustion task force was working as the main body of promotion IPv6 deployment. They restart as initiative for IPv6-based internet. We will introduce about the details of this change at Apnic IPv6 deployment session at today's afternoon. In Japan, there are several organizations to work for promoting IPv6 deployment. JPNIC providing information by web page as public relations. In addition to this, we host some seminars collaborating with regional ISPs and community. Last year, we had this seminar 4 times. And this year we have already planned 2 seminar sessions. Promoting IPv6 deployment in rural area is supported by Internet Association Japan. Their IPv6 deployment committee held regional IPv6 summit a few times in a year since 2003. Last year, they held this summit 3 times. Next topic is RPKI. Now we issue 69 resource certificates and 257 IPv4 ROAs. The covering ratio for IPv4 prefix is 3.7%, and IPv6 coverage is more big than IPv4. We heard that some big ISPs in Japan are going to issue ROAs through several activities like as RPK training course. We continue to support implementation at ISPs in Japan. In addition to this, we had opportunity to share our experience for deployment RPKI service. We made presentations about VNIC RPKI seminar. Next topic is JPNIC Open Policy meeting. It was held in last November, and this meeting was moderated by Japan Open Policy Forum steering team. This steering team is independent organization from JPNIC. This time, there are no policy proposals, but some discussion and some information sessions. This slide shows meeting agenda. In the discussion session, we invited George Michelson from Apnic and held panel discussions with him about IPv6 deployment in Asia. The last topic in this part is collaborating with other communities. During this time, we made presentations at some regional communities. In Kyuyunok and Tohoku Open Internet Community, we talk about our Fizz service. In the end of this January, Janok 43 meeting was held in the Yamanashi Prefecture. Janok is short for Japan Network Operators Group. There are about 6,700 subscribers in the mailing list. They will hold over 3 regular meetings per 1 year, and they had already held 42 meetings since 1997. Apnic and JPNIC contributed for this meeting as gold sponsor. We provided some information at our booth and handed out some kinds of postcards made by Apnic to attendees. And introduced ICANN 64 meeting at Kobe, Japan in next March. In addition to this, we had a meeting with VNIC and exchanged information about several topics. Next ICANN meeting will be held at Kobe, Japan. JPNIC is a member of ICANN 64 local host committee. We are looking forward to seeing you at Kobe. I'd like to move on to the next part. We introduce statistics. This slide shows the statistics of IP member and resource holder. IP member in JPNIC is same as LR in Apnic. Resource holder is mainly an organization who assigned legacy resource. Bar graph is the number of IP member. We have about 440 IP members, and at the end of this January, 157 members have taken IPv4 only. 276 members have taken IPv1 and IPv6, and 6 members have taken IPv6 only. Pie graph shows the total number of IP member and resource holder. About 30% is IP member, and the rest is legacy resource holder. Next slide shows IPv4 distribution status. Bar graph is the number of IPv4 address under JPNIC management. We have managed about 391,000 such 20 hosts at the end of this January. About 40% of IP members have been allocated IPv4 address from last associated block. Pie graph shows the details of distribution of IPv4 address. The yellow part is the IPv4 address which we have delegated to IP member. It's about 75%. This slide shows the statistics of IPv6 distribution. Bar graph is the number of IPv6 address under JPNIC management. Now we have allocated about 7,000 32 IPv6 blocks. In addition to this allocation, there are 145/48 portable assignments. Line graph is the number of IP members with IPv6 allocations. Now about 63% of IP members have been delegated to IPv6. Next slide shows AS number distribution status. This graph is the total AS number which we have assigned. We assigned 17 AS number last 1 year. In this year, mainly we have assigned 4 byte AS number. The number of assigned to the byte AS number is little. The last slide is the statistics of market transfer. We have completed 351 IPv4 transfers and 7 AS number transfers. Now we can transfer IPv4 address from or to Apnic, alien, and live NCC member. The number of inter-registry transfer is increasing. We have 7 inter-registry transfer after last September. Now we permit AS number transfer from to Apnic member only, and there is no complete case from or to Apnic member. That's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Hiaki. Now I'd like to invite Billy to give you the Kianic update.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Before my presentation, I just wanted to make a short statement. Short thanks for other NIRs and also Jen for taking previous session and previous meeting on this meeting as chair. My name is Billy, who was elected as chair, this time I will give you a presentation about KLX status, member internet address resources status, and also, hold on, yeah. Can you go to the first slide, sir? Statistics and activities. Since we are running out of time, I will be very brief. We have a total, as of this year, we have a total 271 members. That's including ISPs and independent ISP users. Comparing to the last year, just 9 members were increased. And also for AS numbers, we have 680 members, and IS number only which use AS number is just 424 members. And next, IPv4. As of this year, KLX holds 112 million IPv4 addresses. In this year, we received from Apnic about the 11,000 IPv4 addresses. And pretty much there's since running out, IPv4 running out in 2010, the numbers are same, almost same. And V6. Yes, this year we have 5,253/2 IPv6 blocks. Also, AS number, 2-byte ASN, we have 895 numbers, and 4-byte ASN is 100. We have 110 AS numbers, and among them, we we just allocated 4-byte ASN numbers. I think people prefer 2-byte ASN, and also some activities. As all NIR does, KISA is KLX is doing whose information check weekly once a month, and if the information in the whose database doesn't match, then we update monthly. And also we did some internal testing in the fourth quarter of internal testing RDEP deployment in the fourth quarter of 2018 last year, and also we are planning to launch a trial service in fourth quarter of 2019. And also, for system-wise, we have a big challenge because we have to move all the systems to Naju. KLX was in Seoul, but we have to move all the systems to Naju. I think it will be challenging. And also IPv6, we do the, some joint project with the private and public sectors, and also provide the consulting in public sectors. Yeah, and this is all I have, and maybe we don't have time, but if you guys have questions, please come to me late. Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Benjamin again. I'm from Idinic APG. This is very good presentation, especially when we see that you have like regularly monthly update with database. Can you go to the slide that you mentioned before? Okay, one more, please. The AirDAP. Next. Yes, okay. Okay, can you maybe mention more details about your preparation for AirDAP development in Korea?
ALDEP, right?
Yeah.
Your
ALDEP,
question. So can I talk this after this session because we almost run out of time?
Okay,
So
maybe
another
short information maybe about the AirDAP because we have to learn much about how do you update maybe the migration maybe from your WIS database to the new version or update database or something like that so far that you have done before. Maybe short information.
Sorry, I didn't. I don't
Excuse
have
me. Will you be coming to the NIR Tech Host
Tech-
Master
yes.
Workshop later on?
Okay, after this, okay.
Because we can discuss this much more fully there
Okay,
in a
that
smaller
sounds good.
round the
I will
table
come.
conversation.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, George. So maybe we can move
Okay.
to.
Now I invite Mohammed from the Apnic to make the presentation. Mohammed, maybe.
Right. Morning, everyone. My name is Muhammad Nir Sig. I'm from Apnic. So we are going to present a few updates from Indonesia with regards to our last activities. So this is just a glimpse of the members that we have. So as of February 2019, it was in 21st of February 2019, we have in total 1,590 members. If we want to see the allocations that we have, so 52% is from the corporations, 29% from the ISP, and 11% from government, and 9% from the educations. So the IDNIC that runs today is actually just being elected last year on May 2019. So we just simply work for like 9 months. And we just had a recent activities last year in November 2018. So this was the first ever that we have of annual member meeting. So previously, IDNIC, we don't have this kind of activities that gathers all of our members. So starting 2018, we want to have an annual member meetings that will gather all of our members. And also at the same time, we also have a workshop. So this workshop is offered free for the members. So it's part of the services that is being given by the IDNIC that we offer a free training for them. So on the last workshops, we had a few workshops over there. The first one was the security workshop. It was like 3 days workshop, and the trainer was from Apnic. It's Adli. And then we also have other kind of workshops like 802.1x workshop, especially for those from university and also organizations. So basically, it's a tutorial that allow them to do the enterprise network-based activities and also to promote, because we are closely work with the IDRAN, the Indonesia Research Education Network. So we have to basically cater them for the edge room activities. So now I'm going to talk about the biggest project that we have for the past 8 months. It is the My IDNIC. It's really something new for us to have this kind of system because previously all of the administrations in IDNIC was, we just simply use Excel, the Excel spreadsheet. So we want to have a seamless applications that integrate with the rest of the system in Apnic. So we are starting to build these new applications called My IDNIC. So this is how it looks like, the applications. It's a web-based applications. Everybody can access, basically just simply use the internet. That has 5 functionality. The first one is for the resource management, for the IP addresses, and then for the WHOIS update, we are working very close with Apnic for this one. We still do some updates, and eventually sometimes we face an error. Apnic on that, in this side is really helpful to help us with running the systems. And the third one, we also have the IDNIC event. So it's basically the place where, kind of like a news feed. So people, the member of IDNIC, they can see any updates or any event that's going on or it's about to happen. So it's just basically kind of like informing them that we have this kind of event in the next month or so. Also, the IDNIC announcements is just basically if you have some new policies that, it's like the one that Apnic proposed, and then we'll just pass any new policy from international or from Apnic to our members. And the last one is for the e-voting. So what happened with my IDNIC now, it's still work in progress. So we have an SSO that, because IDNIC is under FG, the organization, the umbrella that caters the ISP and also the rest of the member, that they also cater about the IIX, the Indonesian exchange. They also cater the data center in Indonesia, and we also have these IDNIC things. So the SSO is basically all member of FG. They can, if they are subscribed to the IDNIC, they can use the SSO of that system to access the My IDNIC system. Within that system, we also have the billing system and also the event management, and we are start to have a redundancy, basically just to make sure that everything still runs in case of any disaster happens. And also we start to have a trouble tickets. Any kind of request from member to IDNIC previously is just being handled by the host master using simply an email. So we want to have a request tracker, basically to keep tracks any updates from the IDNIC to the member or from member to IDNIC. So this is work in progress. I put the number 50% here because we still have a little bit data cleansing on the APG user database. So at the moment, we try to basically fix, like, especially for the contacts. So it's quite often for us, we had a contact, it cannot be contacted. So probably they changed another company, or the phone number is basically linked to a person rather than the office. So after the cleansings, we use that database to set up the SSO server. We are using the OAuth 2 as the backend technology to access the My IDNIC. So using the SSO, basically we can access the My IDNIC, the one that cater all IDNIC things. And also they can use the data center if they are subscribing to the data center, or they use My IIX if they are subscribing to the IIX, the Indonesian exchange. And this is the billing system that we are still building. It's still also work in progress. Some of them already run very well, but the rest is we still kind of like work in progress. So basically, the billing system will cater about the membership, the additional of a new membership, if they request a new IP address, or if they transfer IP address, or they simply just dismantle the IP address, and also for our outstanding check. So because previously everything was, done in manual way using the spreadsheet, sometimes we miss few things here and there. This is also the one that is still work in progress. It's almost done. We have used this one for the annual member meeting that we had last year, the event management integration. So basically, whenever we have an event like the annual member meeting or the workshops, member can simply click to the event that they're going to attend, like the workshop or the event. So they just basically type in their organization name, and then they just simply click the event, so they'll be registered to the event. This is still work in progress, like 10%. It's basically we have the concept, but we haven't done to to deploy these kind of things. We plan to have a deployment in the cloud. So we still have a lot of, we still need to talk a lot with people from Apnic on how to do the redundancy part. So, but yeah, we plan to have it in AWS. And this is the last one, the trouble ticketing systems. Like I mentioned before, it used to be any kind of request just simply come to the email, and we don't want to have like, you know, lost track of any request. So we start using a trouble ticketing system. It should be run within a month or so. Now for the second part is the plan that we are going to have in 2019. So these are the three activities that we propose, our plan. The first one is we plan to have a CA root server in April 2019, and then RPKI in my Idnic, and the last one is the Open RPKI validator in July 2019. So yeah, that's all from Indonesia. Sorry, last bit. Some issue, this issue will be, we'll talk about this one in the special interest group. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mohammed. Now I'd like to invite George to give a brief introduction of the new features of core registry and related service. Thank you.
I'm concerned that we are running very late and I have a large presentation. I am happy, of course, to talk, but we have a small opportunity where someone who is working in HSM and secure keying and cryptography would like to say a few words to this community because they would like to engage with the NIR, and I said I would facilitate an introduction. Is it okay, Chair, if I pass the microphone over just briefly to someone? Phil? This is Phil Roberts.
Thanks, George. Yeah, my name is Phil Roberts. I work for a company called Diamond Key Security, which is a not-for-profit. We're working on the Cryptech project, which you may have heard about. The Cryptech project is an open source crypto engine, open source software, open source hardware, with the idea of building a hardware security module. So if you're interested in using something like this for one of your RPKI deployments, we're going to be working with Apnic on a project this spring to validate this in that context. So I think we'll have more information on that coming later, but if you'd like to chat with me briefly, I'm here this week and would be happy to talk to you about the Cryptech project and what we hope to do together. Does that sound like enough, George? Cool. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, because we have already over time, so we have to close the SIG now. And George will give his presentation at the next NR workshop. And thanks again for all the speakers and attendees. Maybe we can continue the discussion after this session. And thank you again. Thank you. And I'd like to invite all the speakers come to stage for photo session. Thank you.